Hello, thank you for joining us. A warning today from the top TSA official. Staffing shortages as a result of the DHS shutdown could force the agency to close small airports across the country. Testifying today on Capitol Hill, the acting head of the TSA, Han McNeil, says airports are experiencing the, quote, highest wait times in TSA history because of staffing shortages and sick outs. She says more than 480 officers have quit since last month, and the TSA workforce is expected to lose $1 billion in missed paychecks if the shutdown extends through Friday.
I will say it is a real human toll to wake up and show up to work every day not knowing how you're going to pay your bills. And so I am, of course, concerned about the workforce. And the longer this shutdown goes on and more missed paychecks, we are really putting ourselves and our workforce in a perilous situation.
Long security lines are growing at major airports across the country as the partial government shutdown approaches the 6-week mark. Travelers flying out of both Atlanta and Houston are being told to expect wait times of more than, get this, 4 hours to get through security. CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Sganga is in Houston with more.
Another nightmarish travel day here at George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston. Travelers queuing overnight in order to be among the first to get in this morning and get through TSA screening amid a staffing shortage that has left only 1/3 of the TSA lines operational here at the airport. And we've seen passengers waiting 3-4 hours with their families, trying to keep their spirits high, as roughly 36% of TSA officers have been calling out at this airport. Not unlike what we've seen nationwide, the call-out rate nationally is hovering around 11%. All of this as the DHS shutdown comes to day 40, and concern from DHS officials, including the acting TSA administrator who testified on Capitol Hill today about what will happen to this agency when its workers don't receive a second full paycheck come Friday. She says that already 480 TSA officers have quit since this DHS shutdown started last month, and there's concern that more could follow, as well as more sick outs from workers. Now, talking to passengers, they have been arriving 4, 5, some even 7 and 8 hours early to make sure that they can board their flights on time. They've been packing snacks and water. They are frustrated, but that frustration has really been geared not toward the TSA workers, but toward Washington, with many saying that it is time for lawmakers to strike a deal. Delta has suspended its special services for members of Congress until the shutdown is over. We know TSA has done the same. And passengers we've been speaking to say that lawmakers should not receive their paychecks until TSA workers do. Reporting from Houston, I'm Nicole Sganga. I'll send it back to you.
Nicole, thank you. Efforts to end the partial government shutdown have stalled as lawmakers remain divided over DHS funding. In a 54-46 vote this afternoon, a measure to fund the DHS fell short of the 60-vote threshold needed to move forward. CBS News congressional reporter Taurean Small joins us now from Capitol Hill. Taurean, great to see you. Where do things stand in these talks? Are we any closer to a deal?
Yeah, it appears we're back in the shutdown stalemate phase of negotiations. We saw at the beginning of this week a really optimistic tone among lawmakers. That's because the president met with Republicans and, according to them, said he would be supportive of a concept of an agreement that would see ICE funding pulled out of DHS, the broader DHS spending bill, and passed through a process known as reconciliation with just Republican support. The problem happened when Democrats saw the language of this bill, because there are two major operational components to ICE. That's the Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, and Enforcement Removal Operations, ERO. HSI would be funded in this proposal that Republicans offer to Democrats. Democrats say absolutely not. We're not sending one more penny to ICE until reforms are met, which is what we saw happen. And ultimately Democrats gave a counterproposal to Republicans. This stalemate continues.
Taurean, we heard the acting head of the TSA warning lawmakers today about the dire air travel situation. We might see smaller airports close. We're seeing those lines in Houston and Atlanta that seem to go on forever. What else is going to impact this if this partial shutdown doesn't end?
Yeah, she gave us a very dire warning, saying that if this continues, about $1 billion in paychecks would not have gone to TSA agents. Like Nicole mentioned in her report there, we're already looking at just under 500 agents who have called out and or have quit since that time. We also have this big issue of the FIFA World Cup coming to the United States in June. So she says that as it stands, based on the number of resignations that they've seen so far, she doesn't believe that they'll be able to adequately staff, even if the government or DHS were to reopen this week. She doesn't believe that they'll be able to adequately staff these agents that have already been let go or have left. She's saying that the onus is on Congress to act now, and she had very heated exchanges with Democrats, essentially putting the blame on them, saying under no circumstance should they hold the line. They should be reopening the department now.
All right, Taurean Small breaking it down for us. Thank you.